Cassie. How are you doing? Running a little behind here. Lost track of time. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. Um, I just, like I said, I lost track of time. Didn't realize it was so late. How you doing? I've been okay. Hi, Shawana. I set up my live, and then I went and started watching some TV, and I just lost track of time completely. I just lost track of time. I'm sorry, guys. Megan never showed up, so I don't know what happened to her. I texted her earlier she was coming, and she never texted me back. So I just um, I'm just reading Megan's messages. She texted me telling me to go live. Yeah, she's not feeling good. Oh, okay, Jennifer. Um, she just doesn't feel good. I was hoping at least Elizabeth would show up, but she didn't. Kind of feel weird doing this by myself. It's been a while. It's been a long while since I've done it by myself. I always get scared and think I'm going to run out of things to say, and then I have a long pause, and then I feel bad about not saying anything. I kind of struggled with it before, but then once the girls showed up, it gave us different things to talk about. Cassie, did you go back to the doctor? How's your ear infection, dear? Okay, Cassie, I haven't seen it. I know you would be here, dear. I know you're not feeling good. Yes, I got a few here. I'm happy that you all showed up. Brady did the cutest thing the other day. Megan or Elizabeth, when she dropped off the boys, she brought me a Starbucks. Now they love Starbucks, and if I save it, if I drink it too slow, then they'll drink half of it. So I kind of drank it faster than what I normally do. And I always get um, a venti caramel frappuccino. Uh, and so I was drinking it, and I pretty much drank it all. He come over and asked me for a drink, and I told him it was gone. And he's like, Mama, bring you one tomorrow. And it was just so cute hearing him say that. They, the last few days have terrorized each other in my bedroom. It's still pretty trashed. I haven't done a lot of cleaning on it because I'm trying to get the girls to come over and start helping me pack up, and my mom packed up. It's going to take longer to get her stuff packed up and out of here. No, I didn't find the wrench. Cassie, is your ear feeling any better? They have you on antibiotics or anything for it? Yeah, I've gotta start getting help over here so we can get this done. We only have 2 weeks left, and I can't do it by myself. Can't do it. Probably only take a weekend to get everything cleaned up, packed, and most of my stuff taken over to the house. Elizabeth's got the boys, so she brings them, and we can't get much work done. I mean, that they would mess up more faster than we can clean up. My mom still hasn't got her letter since she's been approved through DHS through the state program. But if she gets it by the 3rd, we can still move, and she's expecting that letter any time. I hope we don't have to wait till March. Our lease is up come March, so we do have to wait, then we're not breaking our lease by a month. But they want us to pay a month's rent a month after we move, so we would still be obligated for March even if we moved in February. I want to get this move over and done with. I want to get some help, but there's nobody else in the family that can come help other than the girls, and they have their own life, and just hard. I guess I'm gonna have to just pack a box a day, but it doesn't do much good if I can't get it moved over to the house. If Elizabeth or Megan can come help me clean, then I can start packing like a box a day and getting things moved over. I just can't do a lot at one time. I get out of breath, and it's just hard for me to do a lot at once because it'll start hurting too bad and have to sit. I can't do a lot of bending at really any amount of time. It's just hard for me to do. Hard for me to do. Go back to my pain med doctor tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. I should be clean from the medical marijuana that I took. Now I've got my options. If they don't give me my pain meds, I can at least start going to the. Hi, Brian. Hi, Aussie girl. So I should have that out of my system, and if they don't give me my pain pills back, then I'll probably just start going with it and be out of options. It's been 4 months now since I've had any real pain relief, and I'm just tired of it. It's so much cheaper for me to do the pain pills. I'll do the medical marijuana if I can't do my pills. It's just that stuff is so much more expensive. With my health insurance, my Oxy prescription's just $1.25, and I can't buy I don't even know if you can buy a marijuana joint for $1. I just know something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. My mom's doing really good. She scared me this morning. She normally gets up around anywhere between 9 and 10 o'clock. And I went in. Well, when the boys get here, I go in there and I fix them a glass of chocolate milk and get them breakfast. And then that's pretty much it in the morning. And then around 11 o'clock, we'll go in there and I'll fix them lunch. And my mom wasn't up at 11 o'clock, and I just, my heart starts pounding and everything. So I go in there and have to wake her up. And one day I'm worried that I'm going to go in there and wake her up and something bad's going to happen. It just scares me a lot when she sleeps in late. She's going to bed sooner and she's sleeping later. And to me, that's just not a very good sign. Anybody do anything interesting over the weekend? I did my usual. I sit around and did nothing. I started a new series on Netflix. I don't know if y'all remember, but it's called The West Wing. It's with Martin Sheen. Stockard Channing's in it. Rob Lowe is in it. And then a couple people I didn't know. They have a lot of special guests like Alan Arkin, Marley Matlin. They've had a few good co-starring or special guest. It's called The West Wing. Anybody heard of The West Wing? Just a show on government and politics and how the White House deals with things. Of course, the situation is just situation after situation, but it doesn't happen in real life. But just knowing how chaotic it could be if something does come up. But I'm not going to get into politics, so I won't talk about it. I haven't even decided if I'm going to vote. I know I should, but never mind. We're going to drop that. Don't want to get into a discussion about politics, that's for sure. But I've been watching it. I've watched a few good series on Netflix, as y'all heard me talking about. There's a couple I want to try out. There's one called Viking, which they just come out with another season. So I'm thinking about watching it. I like a lot of the historical shows, back during the Vikings, all the royals and queens, and always enjoyed them kind of shows. I watched one of my favorite movies the other day. I've seen it a lot of times, but it's called Pride and Prejudice. I love that book. Yeah, the movie's not quite as good as the book, but it's still a pretty good movie. I liked it anyway. I wouldn't say favorite because my favorite is still Magnolias and Fried Green Tomatoes. I'd have to go with Still magnolias first, and then fried green tomatoes second. Those are my two favorites. I have a hard time watching still magnolias now. If I watch it, I have to turn it off during the funeral scene. That just gets to me. Okay, I agree, Jennifer. I haven't missed an election yet. I just hope there's decent people to vote for this year. Enough of the politics. Don't get me started. I might piss off a few people with my commentary. But yeah, I have to shut that movie off during the funeral scene. That's just too hard for me to stomach. And anybody that's in here, if you've lost a child, you understand what I'm saying. You know, our children are supposed to bury us. We're not supposed to bury our children. But them boys, they are kind of cooped up in this bedroom. And the older they get, the more active they become. I mean, they chase each other around the room. They'll crawl under tables, jump on beds. It's normally Brady chasing Sawyer, and Sawyer's so funny. The other day, he caught up with him. And when he caught up with him, Brady got excited and he turned around and pushed him down. And then he got up and took off. And then Sawyer started chasing him. And Sawyer's to the point where he's starting to do really cute things. He's got some of the funniest faces. I mean, he'll sit there and look at you and he'll crinkle up his nose and his face and he'll just smile. And he's got the cutest haircut. It's short from about a little bit above his ear. And then he's real curly on top. And of course, y'all know my grandbabies are biracial, and they're the beautiful boys. But Sawyer, he's really a doll. He'll get up on my lap. He's one that'll come up and hug me all the time. He'll get up on my lap and he'll just lay down and he'll look at me and I'll grab him and I'll start squeezing him, and I call him Nutter Nut. I'll go Nutter Nut, Nutter Nut, Nutter Nut, and I'm shaking him at the same time, and he just giggles and laughs. And when I stop, he starts shaking and wants me to do it again. And then Brady, I guess, feels left out because that time he'll put the my tablet down. He watches a lot on my tablet. He likes watching the cartoons and stuff. And he'll actually put it down and he'll crawl up there. So I'll have both of them. And then I have to go, Nutter Nut, Brady Bug, Nutter Nut. And they just get the biggest kick out of that. Dirty Dancing, that's a good movie. I love Patrick Swayze. But my favorite Patrick Swayze movie is Ghost. He doesn't dance in it, but that movie, whew. Love Demi Moore, love Whoopi Goldberg. I used to watch The Talk when she was on there, but that show became so political. I got tired of watching it because I got tired of, because they talk for like the first 20, 30 minutes of the show, and it eventually turned into nothing but politics. And I was like, if I wanted to watch politics, I'd tune into CNN or Fox News. So I quit watching it. I loved Rosie O'Donnell when she had her talk show. She was so fun and upbeat. But then she started doing stuff like the talk, and like I said, it was too political. It's just sad. My cat loved books. I didn't see it come in. It's turning out really pretty. I've been slow doing it. Every time I sit down and diamond paint, I realize what I miss. And I really miss it. It's just, during the day, babysitting them boys, you know, chasing after them. When they leave, I'm just so tired and exhausted. And then on the weekend, it's like all I want to do is relax because I'm not babysitting the boys. But on Tuesdays, when I sit down here and start diamond painting, I just really enjoy it. And then I'm like kicking myself. Why don't you do this? Because I could, help me relax again. That's why I'm diamond painting, is to relax, and because it's a stress reliever for me. And it just makes me realize how much I miss it. I just can't really do it in this little room with the boys. And that's another reason I want to hurry up and get moved over there, because I can get moved to my bedroom and I can put the baby gate and then have the whole back end of the house to run around in, where they're not cooped up in my bedroom. And I could maybe, if I could just diamond paint for 10 minutes a day, I think that would help me a lot, because I'm back to the insomnia. I started sleeping there for the last few weeks. I was getting about 5 hours of sleep, which that tickled me. But now I'm back to about 2 hours a night, and like I said, babysitting the boys, I'm just exhausted. And I don't have to do a lot with them, because we're in this tiny room, and they just terrorize the room. If they start playing too hard and start hurting each other, then, I got to get on to them. And Brady will push the wrong button on the tablet. He's getting pretty good about straightening it out himself, because he's not coming to me as much. I don't know if he's learning not to push the buttons, but he knows how to change the, hi, Rebecca. He's getting really good. He can turn it on now by himself, and he knows how to change the video on the tablet. But every now and then he'll push the wrong button and not know how to go back, and he'll bring it to me, and then I've got to change their diaper. Neither one of them's potty trained, but they're both getting to the point where Brady, he's so ready to be potty trained. And that's another good thing that I'll be working on when we get moved over is potty training. And with potty training Brady, I think potty training Sawyer at the same time, will make it easy on both of them. Because if one another starts seeing what the other one's doing, I think it'll be a lot easier on Sawyer. But Brady today, he come up to me and goes, Nana, diaper. And I said, okay, give me a minute, because I was in the middle of doing something. And I turned around and he was handing me his diaper. He had taken it off. Brady's in pull-ups. He's in pull-ups, and we need to get Sawyer in pull-ups and get moved over to the house, and I can put a potty chair in my bedroom and then work them to the bathroom. If I get them used to a little potty, then we can get a potty chair that goes over the regular toilet. I think it'd be an easy transition for them to go from the little kitty potty um, than starting them off on the big toilet. That's how I taught my girls. I only had one son, and my dad taught him how to. My dad pretty much potty trained him. He started by taking him out and showing him how to. Now we're countrified. Y'all know that we're countrified. So my dad would take him in the backyard, in the privacy of our backyard, and he started peeing with him on a tree. So he was easy to potty train because he loved going out back and peeing on the tree. And he took to the bathroom pretty easy after that. After 3 or 4 times of peeing on the tree, he realized what the bathroom was for. But I thought it was so funny when Daddy would take him out there, or he would say something to him. He's like, "You want to go pee on the tree?" Jason would jump up and he'd go out there with him, and he'd just come in with a smile on his face because he got to pee on a tree. The Diamond Paint-a-thon, I am on at 5 o'clock Central Time on Saturday. I looked it up. I'm going to schedule it here pretty soon because we're going to have to schedule it and put our links. And we've got a special chat where we talk about the Diamond Paint-a-thon, and we discuss things about. I can't remember who, but somebody suggested a dance thing, and it's a video of a dance that they want us to learn and do. And I looked at the video and I was like, "There's no way I could do that." I was like, "I can do my seat dance. I can go woo 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 woo." Just dance with my hands. And then they talked about some other challenge. I can't remember. Oh, saying tongue twisters. It's like the one would say challenge the next person to a tongue twister to see how fast they could do it without messing up, which I thought was cute. I could do that. I'm not very good at it because I get tongue tied too easy, but it sounds like fun. But I don't pay attention to all of them because I didn't pay attention to my phone today. For some reason, my phone is not making the sound noise when the messages goes off. That's one reason why I didn't get Megan's text. And Jennifer, when you messaged me, I just happened to pick up the phone and see what time it was, and then I seen your message, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" I forgot what I was saying. Forgot what point I was going to make. Completely bamboozled. I jumped up so fast when I realized what time it was that I left my drink over there. I got my vape, but my vape very seldomly leaves my hands. I've gotten a habit of it, keeping it in my hands, because if I set it down, then the boys want to come over and grab it and take off running with it. That was their favorite thing to do for a while, to annoy Nana. I mean, it was cute. And then they started sticking it in their mouth, and I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. No. So I just keep it in my hand. Pretty much carry it with me during the day. It's cute when they would just grab it and take off running, but kids pick up things so easily. Get up challenge. Get up and dance is too hard on my knees. Chasing the boys around. I do not have a big room at all. If y'all seen how big this room was, y'all would understand. I don't have to chase them down. It's just exhausting because, they're climbing up on me and wanting to play. And then I play with them and I get tired and put them down. And then they're back up in my lap. And it's Nana juice, Nana chocolate milk, Nana hungry, Nana hot dog, Nana noodles. I mean, they pretty much tell me what they want to eat. Yeah, Megan's not feeling good, and I guess Elizabeth couldn't find a sitter. Elizabeth's got an um, early morning office meeting, so she was gonna have to get the things done quicker. She's gonna have to put the boys down earlier because they're getting up earlier. We took a decent nap today. It wasn't as good as they normally do. If I put them down around noon, I can get Sawyer sleep just real quick. I mean, he goes down quick. Then it takes Brady about 30 minutes to wind down. And then they sleep till 4 o'clock, but they were up today at 3. And it was after 1 before I got Brady to sleep. He just did not want to take a nap. That's my resting time. I've been trying to take a nap with them, but it hadn't worked. Just trying to get back, trying to sleep. It's so frustrating with insomnia because there's no way of fixing it. I cut down my caffeine at night, cut down my vaping at night because they say caffeine and nicotine will keep you up. So I tried doing that and tried it for about 4 days, cutting out my soda like 5 hours before I try to go to sleep, and then slow down on my vaping, and then the last hour try not to do it at all, and it just does not work. Now I'm jumping around all over this painting. Well, one side and work myself over and then start all over and just zigzag around. I think that's probably one reason why I miss so many is I don't stay in one area. I just kind of lose track of where I'm going and then just start somewhere. Anyway, I know I'm talking a lot about the boys, but boys and TV is all I have during the week. Anybody like any of the new Diamond Art Clubs that come out this weekend? Last weekend, there was 2 I liked. I think I discussed this last Tuesday. There was 2 I liked, the Mandy's that come out. They were square. I know they, when they first started putting out the new ones, they put out a lot of Mandy's that were round because I went hog wild and buying them. But it seems like lately the ones they released of her have all been square lately. They've come out with some cute ones. Some I really like and wouldn't mind doing them, but I just know there'd be too much confetti in them. I couldn't handle it. But I have made it a point, and I know my next one is going to be a small one. I'm not going to do a partial. I think I'm done doing partials. I want to get one like Jennifer did that are all the special diamonds. I'd like to get one of those and see how it is. I've got a special order one that come in. I just don't know which one it was. I've got two here I need to unbox and do a video on. I just haven't put my mindset into making the video yet, which I know I need to do. They're waiting for me to catch up. No, you can't take a nap. Can't take a nap for another hour and 15 minutes. Then you can take one. Hi, Dee. You got the witchy one? I really like the witchy one. Yeah, I really liked it. New treasure arts. One that I've got, and I'm thinking it's my special order one, is from Paint Gym. And I think that's my special order that I got. It's just the letter C for Corina. And I think it's basically like 4 colors. So it'd be real easy to do. But I just thought it'd be neat to have one with my initial on it. Yes, Chuck Pinson has put out quite a few cute ones here lately. I like them word ones that they have. That's just too much confetti for me, though. That's probably right, Jennifer. I only have about 8 or 9 of them here to unbox and do. All of them are unboxed. I haven't unboxed any of them. But I know I'm good with Diamond Art Club. You know, if there's problem, you know, if they didn't send enough diamonds, I know I won't have a problem with it. I'm working on my pound sign, which is DMC code 939. To me, it looks like 310 because I just finished up doing the 310s. And this looks just as dark. And I think there's more of these than there was the 310s. And y'all know Mandy, there's a lot of 310s in hers. In this section right here, there's a lot of this 939. I didn't even cook supper tonight. I went in there after Malachi picked up the boys, and I just went in there and I said, Mom, can you do soup or sandwich or something? And she's like, yeah. So I went in there and I fixed me some corn nuggets. Y'all had ate corn nuggets before? They're really good. Really good. I just don't eat a whole lot of them because corn doesn't necessarily agree with me. Corn kind of upsets my stomach, but there's not, as long as I don't eat too many of them, I'm pretty good. Yeah. But I have cooked supper the last 7 nights. There's a lot of times where here lately I haven't cooked a whole lot. I mean, I've cooked, but then I'll take a couple days off, and then my mom gets tired of soup, and then I'll start cooking again. So I cooked about 7 days in a row, and I went in there, and she's like, yeah, that's fine. Sometimes I purposely don't get anything out for supper. That way I can talk her into it easier. I forgot to get something out for supper. Can we do soup and sandwiches? Sometimes she'll agree with me, but then I'll have something in the fridge that I could cook. Saturday, we were supposed to have this big cold front and snow. They were calling 3 to 4 inches or 2 to 3 inches, something like that. The temperature dropped Friday and it got cold. It got just barely under 32 degrees. So we knew it pretty much wouldn't stick because the ground had still been too warm because it hadn't been cold long enough. But we barely got a dusting. I couldn't even call it a half an inch. I couldn't call it a quarter of an inch. Just minimal dusting, not even a full dusting. I mean, you could see snow out there, but it didn't even cover all the ground. Now they're calling for possibilities of snow Saturday again, but nobody here takes the cold weather too serious until, the ground's been cold for a while, because we know it's not going to stick. And the only time it would stick, it ends up turning into ice. We've had a couple good snows where, we've gotten almost a foot. That only comes around every 7 to 8 years. We can catch up on the chat here. I want to get Diamond Moon. They are so expensive and then have to pay the $40 shipping. I haven't even been to their website in so long. Because you can only order like 3 paintings from them at a time, or then the shipping goes up. What we need to do is 2 of us or 3 of us need to go in together. Granted, it'd have to be shipped to one house, but we'd only have to split the $40, which only would be $20 a piece for the shipping. And then that person it was sent to, ship it to the other person and, save on the cost. Cookie Man. Oh, hi, I've been nice. But yeah, it's harder for me to keep track of chat so much. I'm just it's been a long time since it's just been me. I had a big problem with diamond painting pens there for a while. I ordered like 5 back to back. And then I bought Elizabeth one. I still got to get Megan one. And I don't think she's in here, but I'm going to try to get one for her birthday. But her birthday's on the 27th. So I don't know if that's going to happen. And I don't want her to get mad at me. Because when I move, I'm still have this last month's bills, as far as electricity, phone, internet, cable. Won't have our food expense, but I still have my car insurance, and I'll be able to drop our renter's insurance. Our renter's insurance is only $28. Maybe once I get moved, I can order Diamond Moon. I still have bills to pay, but I'll have a little bit more money. Maybe I'll be able to save 1 month and then be able to it's almost done. You don't send me a picture? I don't think you sent me a picture in the last a couple days. I think 4 days ago you sent me a picture. That cat is turning out so pretty. I really want to get it, but how's the confetti? I mean, from the pictures, it doesn't look like a lot of confetti, but I can't, but it's got the possibility of confetti. So, what do you think about the confetti on the cat? See, my phone's not beeping, so I don't know if anybody's there. I've got a few messages here. Only a tiny bit? Okay. Hey, that would be nice, Jennifer. I'd take all that I get. See, just since I went live, I've gotten like 6 messages on the Diamond Paint-A-Thon one. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Ain't that just pretty? I really want to get it. I'm just afraid of the confetti. Because I've seen a dog one. And there's a couple others I've seen. Maybe that's where the confetti's coming in, is on all the others that I've seen. Cat, that just makes me want to get it. So pretty. And it doesn't look big. So I got a lot of big paintings here. That's why I'm telling myself I'm not getting into another big one until I do at least one small one. This is taking me forever. Like I said, maybe once I get moved home, it'll be easier for me to diamond paint more during the day with the boys having total access to the back. My only worry is that I get too involved with it and the boys get into something that they're not supposed to. Because if they're going to get into something they're not supposed to, it would be at that house unsupervised. And I'm not going to stick them in a bedroom and make them stand there when they've got the whole back end of the house. They've got their bedroom, they've got their toy room. So, bye, Cat Love Books. No, I didn't see the cover minder. Did you send me a picture of the cover minder? No, I haven't gotten any cover minder. Did you see where Prince Harry's leaving the royal family? Shock. I think Meghan Markle has a lot to do with that. Harry grew up in that. He knows how to live and handle that sort of thing. Meghan Markle was a TV star, so she was used to publicity and cameras in her face. I just don't think she expected what she got. And then she got all that bad press, which just irritates me. I know they're royals and they're always in the spotlight. I just don't think they get a fair picture painted in the press. They're just trying to live as normal as a life that they can. Me, I would want to be front and center and they could say whatever they want, and I'd just smile at the camera. Yep, take my picture. Take my picture, bitches. Put it in the paper. Say all you want. I'd be known around the world. Who wouldn't want to be a princess or duke or duchess? No. Yeah, I think Meghan is kind of pushing more for it, and that Harry's agreeing to it because, he loves his wife and his son. But they're okay. I've missed some chat here. Tucker. That's a cute name. Bye, Shawana. Okay, Cassie. I still want to get a dog when I get moved. But Elizabeth's got a dog. Lee's got a dog now. Gypsy is kind of she's bigger than medium, but not quite large. She's like right in between there. And I just think 3 dogs in the house right now would just be too much. And I'm just not ready to potty train a puppy. I know I could go to the shelter and pick out an older dog, but I don't want a too older dog because I don't want to have a dog for just a couple of years. And sometimes, as y'all know, in adopting an animal from a shelter, sometimes they don't even know how old they are. It's just a guesstimate. I know they can do a pretty good guesstimate, whatever you want to call it, on their age. But, if a dog's well taken care of and then, like, runs away from home and gets picked up, they might have been well taken care of to where it doesn't seem they're as old as they are. But you don't know for sure. I think that's why people love puppies so much, because you have a chance to be around them longer. Nobody wants their pet to die. My aunt, she adopted an older dog, and she's had it for a couple of years now, or her, and now she's getting to the point where she's turning blind. And I don't know. I don't know. I've been good, Dee. How have you been? I've been exhausted. If I just get to the point where I'm ready to lose weight. I know I need to lose weight, and I know what to do to lose weight because I've done it before. After I had my son Jason, I weighed over 200 pounds, and I got down to 145, which is good for having 2 kids. In high school, I weighed about 115, but I was athletic. So, I had to kind of keep up my eating to stay at the weight I was because of all the activities I participated in. But I got down to 145 and I kept it off. Casey was born and I lost my baby weight real quick. And then when she was 9 months old, I got pregnant with Elizabeth. So I'd gotten down most of the baby weight off after Casey, and then I had Elizabeth. Then I got back down to 145 and was happy. And then, things happened in life, and I got depressed, and a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about that suffers from depression. It's easy to turn to eating. And then I lost my dad, and then I lost Casey, and my life just turned into a whirlwind, and next thing I know, I'm so obese. But I know I've got to get to that point quick because I want to be around for my grandbabies, and I don't want my weight or heart issue be the cause of me dying. I want to be around them for a long time. I want them to grow up and know their Nana. At least for another 20 years. That'd put me at 62 or 72. My mom's 72 now, so I know it's possible. On my dad's side, nobody lives to be older. My dad was the oldest one, and he was 65. He, he wasn't old, but he wasn't young. But everybody in his family died of heart complications. My dad had double bypass surgery on a Tuesday. He was out of the hospital 4 days, and then the bypass where they take the veins out of the legs, they didn't take, and then he died of severe heart failure. My uncle, he was only 50 when he died, but he was a heavy smoker. He is a heavy drinker. He had done that his whole life. He lost his mom real early in life, and my grandpa wasn't involved in their lives, but he was on a tractor out working in the field. He was hauling hay to his cattle, and he jumped off the tractor, and he just went down, and he didn't get back up. My Aunt Marie on my dad's side, she died early of heart complications, but she was diabetic, so she had that going against her. But she was a smoker. My dad, he had bouts of drinking a lot. When we lived in eastern Oklahoma, he'd get around my uncle, and he would get, toasted quite a bit with him. But, he got out of being a Jehovah's Witness for a while. And while he did, he drank. And then once he went back to the church, he quit drinking. He'd have a beer here and there, but only a beer for the sake of having a beer. And then his other sister, who's a half sister, she died at 32 from a heart attack. So started a new job. What kind of job? My pad's got hamsters, but my computer's fine. So I take it the stream's still going. I forgot what symbol I was working on. Okay. I found that I have a new, how do I say this? A new pet peeve. And it's just weird. I just noticed it, but when I turn up the volume on the TV, it's got to be an even number. I just catch myself changing it, and then once I change it, I have to make sure it's an even number. I either have to go up or down one. How silly is that? I just caught myself doing it one day, and then I kept doing it, and then I was like, okay, I guess this is a new thing. The volume's got to be on an odd number. No, an even number. even number. When the boys are asleep, I can turn it down to 30 or 32. When they're awake, it's got to be cranked up to 52 or 54 because then I can't hear it. I just thought that was kind of funny, catching myself doing that. It's so silly. So silly. Anybody else got any pet peeves or weird things that they do, like making sure the volume's on an even number? Anybody else do anything similar to that? Do you have to, what irritates me too? I was thinking about this and I was hoping I'd remember it tonight. Anybody that grew up with any kind of mechanical know-how will know when I say lefty loosey, righty tighty. How many of y'all understand lefty loosey, righty tighty? I have mine facing out. I keep the pretty side facing out. Oh, but then you're talking about folding it down. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Okay, anybody knows lefty loosey is if you go to loosen up something, you turn left. If you go to tighten something up, you go right. What irritates me is bread ties do not do that, and it irritates the crap out of me because everything's lefty loosey, righty tighty except for bread ties. Check it out. More than half the time, the bread ties are backwards. Tell me, why do bread ties not go lefty loosey, righty tighty? I mean, I know it's silly and it's stupid, but it's just a quirk that I have that makes me mad because it's not lefty loosey, righty tighty. I got such a kick out of that when my dad taught me. I was about 10 years old and he was changing the oil in his pickup truck. And of course, me being a daddy's girl, I was right under the truck with him. And I'd ask the question, I said, how do you know how to turn? And then he taught me lefty loosey, righty tighty, which come in handy when I moved away from home. I always stayed pretty close to where my parents lived. Even when I got married, we were in 2 towns away from each other, but we could get to each other within a 20-minute drive, which I don't think is too far. But once we moved here to Moore, which was about 20-something years ago, we moved from out in the country. We lived in Dibble, America. There was 18 kids in my graduating class. That's how small the school was. And we lived there. We moved after we lived 2 towns away. We moved out by them because some land next to them opened up, so we were in a 2-minute walk from their house. I don't even know if it took 2 minutes. We were a little pasture away. But once we moved up here, it was close to a 30-40 minute drive. And then they moved to a town called Purcell, which they say is the heart of Oklahoma. And that was about a 30-minute drive. So I'd always stayed pretty close to them. And then when they got tired, my dad, he is not an apartment person. And that's where they had moved into an apartment. And then they got a trailer house. out on some land, but it wasn't as much land as he wanted. So my brother let them put their trailer out on his property, which he had about 10 acres, and my dad had the back portion of it to keep up if he wanted. And that was about 45 minutes away. So I've always stayed pretty close to him. Yeah, 18 kids in my graduating class. So yeah, now I live very far from my mom. Even when we get moved, I will be in a 15-minute drive from her. So that's what I do, Cassie. I quit buying design sheets. It was easier. That way you didn't have to worry if it was face up or face down. So now y'all can understand why it was such a big feat for me to be in the top 50 in basketball, girls basketball, as a forward on points scored. Out of the top 50, I ranked 37. So it's a big deal when I did that because nobody from that town had ever done it before. It's one of my greatest accomplishments other than having my kids. And my next accomplishment was culinary school and getting my associates in culinary arts. And then the jobs I had after that I made more money than I ever had in my life and was considered a pretty decent salary for a woman in the culinary arts. One of the hospitals, which is in Norman, Oklahoma. If y'all don't know, that's home of the OU Sooners. Yay! I haven't been keeping up with sports, and they sucked. I think they were in the Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl. It was one of the big bowls because they played the number one team. But OU was ranked 10, and they played the first place team, and they just got walked on. It was awful. But anyway, I'm off track. Norman, Oklahoma. So it's a college city. And I got a job at that hospital I was the food and nutrition coordinator. And we had a program. Probably most of y'all know what I'm talking about. It's called Meals on Wheels, to where, they delivered meals to elderly and handicapped people. We would put out 220 meals by 11 o'clock, and then at 11 o'clock, we started with the patient's lunch and had to have them served by 12 o'clock. So if we had any hiccups with our Meals on Wheels, we got behind on patient meals, which was a big no-no if that happened. We really had to suck it up and really work hard to keep on track. So, I had to oversee the food production, make sure everybody was cooking what they want. But we had a printout, so it tell us how many servings of meatloaf we needed at a certain ounce. We had to figure that out, and how many hamburgers we had to cook, and we'd always cook three. No, we'd cook about 10 extra, just to make sure, if somebody dropped a tray and we had to start over, we would have it replaced. And, I had to take the temperatures once the food got on the line to make sure everything was cooked to the proper temperatures. And I had to check it in between the Meals on Wheels and the patients. And Then we had the cafeteria, which we had to make sure the cafeteria food was cooked. Proper servings were being served. You had um, different size ladles. You had like a fourth of a cup, half a cup, and that tells you how many ounces they get in a serving, where they're getting a proper nutritious meal. We had to check them temperatures, and food would fly out of there come 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock, just slam back to back. So they were cooking and checking temperatures just every 10-15 minutes. But I did have help to where I wasn't responsible for all of it. There was another coordinator for the cafeteria part, but if there was an issue, then I had to go take care of it. If they needed change for the cash register, I had to get that out. I had to balance the cash register with the receipts, and put together a deposit for the next day when the financial aid come up and got it. So it was a lot of work, but I enjoyed it because when I showed up, um, it didn't stop. So my day just flew by. I would come out of there sometimes just pouring in sweat from just putting out the food and chasing everything down. And patients, they don't have to go with the regular meal. They can order from out in the cafeteria. So when that happens, if you don't get it beforehand, then you got to stop, because each floor has its own container. You fill up one container for, let's say, like floor 4, and then we'd have another container for floor 3, and then floor 2 and floor 1. And as soon as we'd get it filled up, they would take it. We didn't have to do all at once. And then once it's served, then we had to make sure all the carriers went back up and got the carts, and then they had to turn around and do all the dishes, and I had to make sure that I had to check on that heating temperature twice a day to make sure it was running hot enough to make sure the dishes were getting sanitized properly. And then we had to get things ready for the evening meal. I spent a lot of my last 20-30 minutes there. There wasn't a whole lot for me to do, so I'd help wrap silverware for the next crew. But yeah, my days passed by so quick. I loved it. And the old saying, if you love your job, you never work a day in your life. I love the Meals on Wheels project. Just putting out 220 meals in an hour was hard. I mean, it was just nonstop. It would come down, and then you had to pack different foods in different boxes for the different routes that they had. Yeah, that was a good night, Rebecca. I don't know how long she's been gone. Wow, that's a lot, Dee. I used to work at a call center for DirecTV. Yeah, we were one of the centers that didn't get moved over state. I worked there for a long time, and that would go by so slow. You had one call after another. You took a lot of calls in a day, but you just get so frustrated because people just call up and complain. They'd order something, and you knew they ordered it because it downloaded from the receiver. If any of y'all have had DirecTV or Dish Network. If you order a pay-per-view movie from your remote, it downloads to your receiver, and then your receiver downloads once a month to the billing department. It would go on your bill, and people would go, I didn't order that. And I'd be like, you ordered it from your receiver. Somebody there in the house ordered it. And it's not like you can push one button and order a movie. You have to push like 3 buttons, because you got to click on the buy button, and then once you click on that button, it tells you how much you're going to be charged, and then you got to hit the play button. So it's not something, you still have more than one button to push. So somebody in the house ordered that movie. Well, I didn't order it. And then they'd complain, wanting it taken off their bill. You don't know how many calls we took over billing issues. And some of them would unplug their phone, and when they returned the receiver back in, they would download it, and then there would be a big charge on there because they would max purchase out, because you can only have like 4 movie charges on there if it's not plugged in. And then they'd get their final bill, and they'd see all the movie charges, and they're like, oh, I didn't order these. And I'm like, it downloaded from your receiver, and they'd want credit for it. It was just so hard. I have a hard time telling people what I think. And so that was the worst job for me, because I would be like, okay, I'll give you credit for that. Okay, I'll give you credit for that. After telling, because we have scripts we've got to follow. We just don't talk out of the top of our head. We have scripts we got to go by, because we get dinged on calls if we don't go by the script. So you have to go by the script, but then you get to the point where you can give them credit if you want to. And a lot of the people I've worked with refuse to give credit on pay-per-view that they ordered if it was downloaded from their receiver. Or if they couldn't order it on their receiver, they called in. All that's earmarked. All of it, it shows whether it was ordered on your receiver or if they called in and ordered it. And people all around me would refuse to give credit. Of course, a lot of them, if they know how to work the system, they know how to, they could turn around and try to get somebody else. But then the account is notated on every call on what the call's supposed to be about. So if they call back in and they see where somebody's already told them no, they have the ability to tell them no. They could still give them credit, but you could possibly get dinged if they earmark that call for inspection, that you follow. They don't pull up every one of your phone calls and monitor it. It's like if you make, let's say 500 calls a week, they would take like one phone call out of that and then grade you on that. And you really had to have a specific reason on what the customer said to give them credit. So if I was the first caller, I gave away a lot of free pay-per-view movies. I would give them credit for it because I didn't want to tell them no. But if it was a second phone call and the agent already notated on the account that they refused credit because the pay-per-view movie was ordered by phone call, then I can't give credit for them. So I got to sit there and tell them no. And you can't really argue with them because if you do, you get dinged on that. So you have to be polite about it, which, of course, I'm polite. But it's so hard for me to sit there and say, no, I can't do it. No, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Elizabeth does that to me because she knows after a while she's going to push my button and I'm going to say yes. So she takes advantage of me that way, like drives me crazy. Sometimes I stand my ground, but she knows 98% of the time she's going to get what she wants from me if she asks enough. Because a lot of times I'm like, shut the heck up, get out of my face, and go. Or cuss her out as I give it to her. Don't do this to me again. And then, of course, a couple days later, she'll do it again. He said she knows how to work her mom because she knows I won't say no to her very often. How spoiled is that? Teleflora, is that a florist? A floral, like flower shop? And Jennifer, we appreciate them calls when we explain to somebody the first time, when we follow the script. It's a nice script. It's not like we're being mean or anything. But we so love the calls when we can explain things to them and make them understand. Sure, Jennifer. What do you want to ask? That's one yes. What's that a picture of? This right here? This is a picture of my son that we took when we went and visited him. Flower, right? Okay. Don't look at my fat butt, but that's my son. He's a little good boy. I don't have a lot of pictures of him. From the tornado, me and my husband was separated when that big tornado come through that I told you about. Yeah, we were separated at that time. So he had some kids' pictures with my husband, giving my Megan and Jason his name. When we moved, he kept a lot of the girls' pictures. And he had pictures of Megan, but a lot of Jason's pictures got destroyed in the tornado. So I don't have a lot of pictures of him. I had family members give me back some pictures, like that I gave to them. They gave them back to me. So I've got some. A lot of his are when he was a little bitty. And when we moved here, I didn't want to be here very long. So I didn't even put up any pictures. The only picture I got out is the picture I got for Christmas of Casey and Elizabeth, Casey's last Christmas. That's the only picture I have up in here as far as kids. I just never put them up. And now my diamond paintings take up all my walls. All the dang big ones I done. Okay, Jennifer, I'm fixing to look up and see what you asked me, or if you were just being funny. No, you can't have my glitter wrench. That's one no. Ask me 3 or 4 more times and hell, you might beat it out of me. He said, I don't even know where it's at. I'm sure I'll find it once I get the room cleaned up. Sawyer got a hold of my diamonds the other day, and I am so glad I had them in my Craftmates, because if it wasn't in my Craftmates, I'd lost 6 sets of diamonds. And then I'd be calling Diamond Art Club saying, hey, my grandson again spilled my diamonds, because I've already had to contact him, I think 3 times from him getting into them. So I decided just to stay with my Craftmates. That container that I had my Christmas tree in, I really didn't like them. And, because it wasn't a very big painting. But I couldn't even get one big bag of the diamonds in one container. I had a lot of the lower amount of diamonds that would fit in there, but I had to open like six other containers to mark them, for the same color, and then just hope when I got to that color, I remembered I had a second bottle. But y'all know I didn't get very far with the Christmas tree, so I didn't have to worry about that. I'm just going to leave the diamonds in there, and maybe at the end of the year I'll get it finished. Who knows? I have pictures of the grandbabies. I have more on my phone, but I don't have any big size pictures of them. Elizabeth's never taken them to. Megan has taken portrait studio pictures of them, but she's never had them printed out. They're just on, they moved them from the camera to the computer. So we've got them saved on our phones, and I've just never printed them off. But it would just be a regular size photo. I don't have any, like school pictures, you could get the 8x10s and you get the little ones to give out to family members. I don't have any 8x10s or anything like that of the grandbabies. Here's my dancing. Woo, woo, woo. But you got to do the whoop, whoop, whoop at the same time. You can't just go, you got to do whoop, whoop. Elizabeth lets them watch a movie. I won't let them watch it here. I've got it to where they can watch it, but I purchased it because Megan said or Elizabeth said they really liked that movie, and there's a spot in the movie where there's a dance scene. So I let them. I paid for the movie. It was $12.99 because I thought, well, I'll just buy it, and play it for them, once a week or something. But it has the F word in it so many times. I refused to let them watch it here, but I let them watch it one time. It's called 8 Seconds. It's about a bull rider in Oklahoma. He was the number one bull rider a certain year. It was the highest you could go as far as bull riding, and he got killed. But when he got married, there was this dance scene, and then they start kind of doing the cowboy tap dance. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about with that, but they were doing this like cowboy hootin' tootin' boot scooting part in it, and Brady got it down. I mean, he would get up soon as it started playing. Elizabeth told me he would do it. And as soon as the wedding scene came on, he would jump up and he'd go watch it. And as soon as they started dancing, he would do the dance move. And at the end of the dance move, the guy on the TV falls down, and Brady will turn around and then he'll fall down. Well, Elizabeth showed me a video Saturday. They were at their dad's house, and he took a video of them watching it. And Sawyer got up, and he was doing the same thing. And it was so cute because he turned around and fell before it did in the movie, but Brady had it on time. And what they'd do, they'd just pick up their foot and stomp it. They'd stomp like twice on one foot, twice on the other, and bare feet on hard wood makes a cute sound. And I mean, it was cute. It was really cute. I just it's Elizabeth's choice to let them watch what she wants to when they're at her house, but I don't, I'm not criticizing her as a mom because she's such a good mom. I just don't feel comfortable with that movie. I used to be a real bad cusser, but since my mom moved in, she lived with us over at the house for 3 or 4 years. I can't remember exactly. She lived in an apartment for 2 years after my dad died, and then she had to give up driving because she's not diabetic, but her feet are numb. So she didn't know when she was accelerating or when she was braking. So she got scared of driving, so she gave up driving. And then 6 to 8 months after that, she moved in with us. She was there for 3 or 4 years. And when she moved in, I just stopped cussing because, I felt uncomfortable cussing around her. I've never cussed around my mom. And now I don't. I say damn it every now and then, or I'll say crap. But I feel uncomfortable saying the F word now. And I don't like it now. Megan, she cusses up a storm. I mean, it doesn't bother me to hear it. I just don't want to watch TV and hear it. Not when the kids are around. Now, I'll watch R-rated movies where language is bad, the whole time. That doesn't bother me none, but not watching it around my babies. 27. A set of diamonds that I need is over on my desk. It's the one Brady got a hold of the other day. He was shaking it. Turned around to see what he was doing, and he was just shaking it up in the air. Like, bring that to me. So it's over on my chair. So I have to find something else to work on for the next 45 minutes. Need to do the down arrow. Down green arrow. What is that? Here it is, 29. Got that one. I want to get another Craftsmate. It was so nice. A Dearly Crafted. When I did my 100 subscribers giveaway, I gave away a $20 Visa gift card. And I'd gotten the Visa gift card, and she hadn't texted me her address yet, so I had to message her and tell her that I needed her address. She's like, just keep it and buy a Craftsmate. So I bought a Craftsmate, but I want to get another one. I really love them. They'll hold, the big bag of diamonds from Diamond Art Club. So I want to get another one. I don't need it, but I'd like it to have a backup in case one of them breaks. I could just switch them out. Because I don't save my diamonds. And it's just a matter of, taking the diamonds out and throwing them away. So it's no big deal. But if I come across a painting like this one that I was struggling doing, I'd have another Craftsmate to, kit up another painting and then go back to the other one like I did with Snow White. I actually got quite a bit diamond painted tonight. I do get a lot done when the girls are here because I don't. I don't really get a lot done when the girls are here because I spend a lot of time paying attention to the chat. Next time, tape him doing it and sell it to Barker Bulls for advertising. But I love Dearly. she means a lot to me, like y'all mean to me. She's come in here a couple times, but she's really downplayed diamond painting a lot here since her dog died. Um, but that allowed me to get my first craftsmate. I guess I could have done another drawing, but she told me, to get it and to send her a picture when I got it, and so I did what she wished. I don't know if that's wrong or not, but I didn't want to give away just a painting. I wanted to give away actual money to where y'all could pick out something that you actually wanted and not just being stuck with what I offered. Um, but I don't come across too many people that don't like Diamond Art Club. So that's why I've been giving away the Diamond Art Clubs, because I've never had anybody tell me they don't want it. I've had some opt out because they had it or they really didn't care for it. But I've never had really anybody object to any of the Diamond Art Clubs that I give away. Granted, they're all Mandy, but I don't come across a lot of people that don't like Mandy. There's some haters out there. Y'all know who I'm talking about. There's a lot of haters out there on Diamond Art Club. Not because they don't like them, because they say they can't afford them, and then they bring in what's the credit place where you can put it on payment plan or pay a month later. Klarna. No, they have Klarna. And then they still don't want to buy them but complain about it. And I'm not one for confrontation, as y'all know. So I'll just bite my tongue and suck it in. But what I do